Hui, it's louisity again, and I decided to film another video containing my Christmas/holiday book wish list. Hurrah! Now this is the third video that I did because I was thinking about like the books that I want to acquire or own lately, and I felt like they were different compared to the wish list that I provided. So kind of like those things that I mentioned in my previous wish list, I still want to read them, but I'm now thinking, do I want to own them? Yeah, so I decided to think about like if you were to give me books as presents this Christmas or this holiday season or whenever you want to feel like giving me such. I mean, please, but it's not mandatory. I'm not forcing you to provide me. I want you to, if you are going to be giving that to me, I hope it's out of your own volition. But yeah, just in case you want to know, and I kind of like see this every now and then, like we are, booktubers or even other bookish influencers or bookish content creators would talk about the books that they wish to receive. So, and I kind of want to share it as well personally. So that's why I'm also going to be filming this video. So I decided to think about the books that I want to own and hopefully that I'd be given. This will be divided into 3 categories, which I will be discussing in the next clip. So without further ado, let us begin. Let us begin first with middle grade / preteen, beginning with The Last Fallen Moon by Gracie Kim. Now, if you've been watching my videos, I've already hauled Last Fallen Realm, and yes, I really hope that I get to own the second book. My colleagues asked me which books do I want to receive for my birthday, and I saw that and I was like, you know what, I already read book 1, so might as well get or complete the series or the trilogy as much as I can when it's available, and then I'll just take a chance and hopefully I would be able to get the books in between or anything that I would still be able to acquire. So I decided to go for it, and I'm I'd love to before I get to read the succeeding books, it would be great if I can get the succeeding ones as well, kind of completing the series, because you never know when you'd be able to buy it again, at least in physical stores here in the Philippines. So I decided to take that risk, and I still do not have Tristan Strong Destroys the Will by Kwame Mbalia. I really want to move forward with Kwame Mbalia's Tristan Strong series, so that's why I'm hoping to own this, And then Jumbies by Tracy Baptiste. I really want to read some Caribbean middle grade or preteen fantasy kind of book, and yeah, and also it's written by a Black author, and I honestly would love to amplify books written by Black authors. I think that there are books out there that deserve the spotlight. Books from all sorts of backgrounds. There are books from all sorts of backgrounds that deserve a spot, and it would also be great for me personally that I get to support also the Black author, and I think that this is a pretty good one. Tracy Baptiste also has a book in the in the Rick Riordan Presents imprint, the Surwa Boateng, which is something that I also want to read. But yeah, basically I'm still open in getting other books as well, especially if it's middle grade / preteen fantasy. These books that I'm going to be mentioning, they're kind of a little bit the higher priority, if you'd like to call it. So yeah, and to be frankly speaking, if I'm going to be I can have thousands of books in a wish list, but let's keep it kind of at a minimum or a little bit more of a manageable for the sake of this video. And who knows, maybe they might come up in my future of Christmas / holiday book wish list. Anyway, moving on, the last for this list would be Lei and the Fire Goddess by Malia Manukea. I know this is a Hawaiian or a Pacific Islander inspired fantasy, and whenever I think about a PI, I would love to also works by Pacific Islanders, whether they're Melanesians, Polynesians, Austronesians, like indigenous or Aboriginal Australians, or Torres Strait Islanders, First Nations, also to be featured, and more people, to give them like a shot. So I would love to add this in my bookish wish list. This book by Malia Mulukea. Hopefully I pronounced Malia's name correctly. And I think this is going to be the first like middle grade preteen fantasy, let alone like a novel that I'm going to be reading written by or set like in Hawaii, that really focuses on the Hawaiian culture. I think it's going to be my first time. And then whenever I think of Hawaii, I think of Lilo and Stitch, and I'm a fan of Lilo and Stitch if you've been watching that in my channel. Next would be translated works with cats. Now I think most of these are from Japanese language that were translated in English. And you folks know I have a pet cat. His name is Salem, and he is very cute, and I find like books with cats on the cover cute. And so far I noticed that like Japanese translated works, if not some Korean translated works, are the ones that I'm seeing that has this. And the ones I'm going to be mentioning, I think they're all Japanese as far as I know. So without further ado, I'm going to be telling them. It's been in my radar for quite some time, but I'm like considering the format that I'll be buying. I want to be consistent with it. And they're a little bit pricey here in the Philippines, so that's why I'm adding this one. Kamogawa Food Detectives by Hisashi Kashiwai. Now, I think it also has like food as well, from like the cover, if I recall correctly. I might get them mixed up right now, so you can just feel free to search for the cover of Kamogawa Food Detectives. But I am looking forward to own as well as read that one. And then Cat to Save the Books. I definitely am curious about like the premise of this one. I heard like it does deal with like books being like that are unattended and being like transferred. It's very interesting, as I guess maybe it's an Asian thing, whether East or Southeast Asian to be specific, that we are kind of like a bit minimalist, or perhaps maybe we kind of want to make the most out of the resource that we have, and we want to make sure that they're being utilized, just kind of like with books. So I mean, the main function of books is to be read. Folks can have like different thoughts about it. Some use it as like some sort of like art, as like a display on their shelves, and some in terms of really making the most out of it is to read, of course, the content from it and kind of like get something out of it. So those are my thoughts about it, and I'm definitely intrigued about how this was written. So yeah. And then Curious Kitten at the Chibineko by Yuta Takahashi. Now I was searching like the books I already added in my Goodreads want to read list, and this happens to be one of them. And yeah, one of the books with cats in the cover that I want to own. And the last part of this video would be works by Filipino authors. Now I'm going to be naming a couple of independently published like works by Filipino authors. Honestly, I'm willing to pay for them, like even at full price. I really want to support like the Philippine literature, our economy. But if you're willing to give these to me, then you're kind of like supporting them for me. And I'll just think of or search for other books out there wherein I can give my money and still support our economy. So those books, or like the books that I would love to receive as like Christmas/holiday, that's going to be included in my wish list, would be Off Chance of Me and You by Ange Miranda, and Enchantra Chronicles Heart of the Underdog by Lipoy Furong. I wanted to buy the latter one, the one by Lipoy, however, it wasn't available in Manila International Book Fair, and then also the one by Ange Miranda, but I didn't really have the budget at the time. But who knows, maybe somebody would give, or maybe I'll find it somewhere and I'm going to be able to buy it, or decide to buy it this time. So that is my Christmas/holiday book wish list. And I hope you folks liked this video. If you did, be sure to give it a thumbs up. Also, click that subscribe button and hit that little bell icon somewhere down there to keep yourselves posted about my videos. Also, put down links and handles on my social media accounts, so feel free to check me out and follow me there and support me there as well. As always, thank you so much for watching. Always be thankful and unleash the reader in you. Bye, y'all.